What up, my super easy Forex family and every other trader around the world who typically tunes into our videos? Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for those who love our videos. We're trying to put out quality for you guys. Today, there was a question that came in about how to trade the markets when the markets are slow like it was this week. If you have ever been in a slow market, there's a couple of ways you can trade it. All right. And I'm sorry about this blurring camera. I'm out here in the beautiful Lake Tahoe, Nevada, or California, one of the two. We're out here. Got my beautiful wife out here, letting her enjoy the weekend. But let me explain to you guys what you want to do, okay? Because here's the problem, and I talked to my team about it. As well. What happened was on this week, the entire market was sitting on standstill for several days, waiting to hear news from whether the deal with China or the U.S. was going to actually go through. And so when the market is on a standstill, in the Forex market, it will also be in a standstill. The currency markets, the stock market, the options, the bond markets, everything is on freeze because it's waiting for an outcome. So this is going to happen from time to time. One of the things that happens with immature traders is that they actually like to force the trades to happen. And so they'll try to get into trades and try to make the market move just because they jumped in. There was a brand new trader in our group, and I had to rebuke him with love because it's their first time jumping into our group. And I had to rebuke them with love because they were, I'm sorry about the blurry camera. I'm in the beautiful Nevada, but my camera blurring up for some reason. There I go. So anyway, I had to rebuke him with love to let them know, hey, when you join the Super Easy Forex family, we have different ways of trading, but you have to use patience. Are you guys hearing what I'm saying? So when the markets are on a standstill, guess what you should be doing? If you're in trades, you have to wait. That's the bottom line. You have to wait. That's one of the ways. I'm going to cover a couple of ways to trade the market, so just hang tight. But I'm teaching you because we have a lot of people who will never join the Super Easy Forex family, and I'm okay with that. I want to give you knowledge so that even if you never join us, at least you'll know whatever trading style you're using, you'll understand what's going on behind the scenes and why the market is doing what it's doing and what you need to be doing when it does it. So this week was a fine example of that. The market just did not want to move. And let me tell you something. The Forex market is trading at 6 billion. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. $6 trillion a day at this point. $6 trillion market. Do you really think that just because you decided to enter the market, that all of a sudden the market is not supposed to move because you jumped in it? No, it doesn't. It doesn't care who you are or who I am. It doesn't care whether you're trading 100 standards or one standard or a mini lot or whatever. It don't care. When the market says, I don't feel like going nowhere, it ain't going nowhere. So if that is the case, you have to exercise patience if you're in a trade. Or here's the next thing you can do. Just don't trade. Wait for the market to move. Here's what happens. The market moves based off of large financial institutions and banks that inject finances into the market and get that market moving. You and I, as retail traders, our money is so small in this $6 trillion a day market until it doesn't do anything. And so if that is the case, if the banks and the institutions are taking a breath, they're holding their breath, waiting for the market to move, and they're not trading, guess what your option could be? Just don't trade at all. Now, it's not to say that the market is not going to move, period. It's going to move, but as many of you learned this week, it will barely move any pips at all. And so therefore, if you're in trades, wait, be patient, and hold them. If you're not in trades, then don't trade at all. Here's the third way. The third way is, like we do in our group, we look at what's going on with the higher time frames, but we enter in on shorter time frames. Now, in our group, we do teach you exact times when you should be entering the market and certain times that you should not on a day-to-day basis. By the way, we also have multiple different trainers. I'm not the only trainer in the group. We have multiple trainers. One of our trainers is an expert. We have two of them actually, who is experts at trading on the lower time frames. But even they make reference from the lower time frame based off of the higher time frames. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So they know get in, get out, but base it off the higher time frames. And when they do that, even that is strategic. However, with all that being said, yes, you can do one of three things. Number one, if you're in trades, sit and be patient. Number two, don't trade at all. Number three, you're going to be trading even on the shorter time frames based off the higher. With all that being said, that's three different ways of trading. Here's the best one of all. Out of all three of those, here's the best. If the banks are not moving their money, sit on your hands and wait. Are you hearing what I'm saying? What's the best way to trade in these slow markets when the market is on standstill waiting for something to happen? Don't do anything. Let me leave you with a little kind tip. Many of you guys think you have to trade every single day. That's your problem. You think you have to be in the markets every single day. I have taught my group something special, and I'm going to give you a little bit of knowledge so you'll understand. We do classes several days a week when you join, several days a week between myself and other trainers. We actually give you additional classes as well so that you can tune in every single week when you purchase the system, okay? One of the things I'm teaching them is that your bills don't come until every 30 days. Your rent, your house note, whatever it is, your car note, your car insurance, whatever, your electric bill, your house bill. Think about it like that. They only come once a month. So if they only come once a month, they don't come every single day. So use wisdom. Some days it's just not good to trade. And this was one of those weeks where for several couple of days, the whole market was on a standstill. Globally, the market was. So if that's the case, why not take 2 or 3 days off? You got a whole month to trade. Why are you forcing trades when the market ain't ready for you? Why are you forcing trades when the market is sitting still? Why are you entering trades and then you getting pissed off? I even had one gentleman who hit me up and he said, you know what, man, I'm so glad that I joined this Super Easy Forex family. He said that one bit of knowledge that you communicated to us earlier this week when I told him about this, he said, man, that alone changed me. He said, I thought I did something wrong until I heard you talk in the group and tell us, hey, the markets are on a standstill and blah, 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 so be patient. He said, I thought that I was wrong. But just by him understanding the fundamentals of the trading world, and that the fact is that when the markets don't want to move because they're not doing it for a certain reason. And so he had to be patient. So all I'm telling you is you have a couple of options. If you realize that the market is at a standstill, maybe you should too. I'll leave you with one more thing. Warren Buffett, sorry about the blurry camera. Yeah, there we go. Warren Buffett, which is one of the best mentors to me in my career, even though I never met the man. Sometimes your best mentors are going to be people you never met. I never forget that he talks about how he actually trades in the markets, okay? What he said was that a lot of times what they will do, and you'll hear this if you ever traded stocks. Okay, some of you guys who tune in, you have a history of trading in the stock market. So do I. So you will really get this. So you'll hear a term where they say, "Oh, we moved our money to quote unquote cash." Okay, big billionaires, this is what they do. They say, "I'll move my money to cash." What they mean is that they are not trading in the markets because the market is not conducive for their trading style. So what they will do is they simply pull out, sit on the sidelines, and wait it out. Then when the markets begin to move again, then they'll put their money back into the markets. Does that make sense? What happens in the immature world of Forex, and this is why I do these free videos, whether you join this or not, that's your business. I don't really care. My job is to give you a blessing of knowledge, okay? You can disagree, agree, do your thing. It's your account anyway. I don't care, right? But here's the point. At least I'm going to give you something to think about before the new week comes up. So if this ever happens again this week, expect, and it couldn't. And I even provide my group on Sundays a heads up video just inside the group, so that they'll know here's the news events that's coming up this week that we need to pay attention to. Here's what possibly is going to happen in the markets. On last Sunday, I posted in the group and I told them in advance, I said the market probably will not move that much this week because of XYZ. And sure enough, like clockwork, it did. Why? Because I'm used to what it does. I'm learning its behavioral patterns. So rich people, this is how they think. I'm not saying I'm rich, but here's how rich people think. And I just want to learn their ideology so I can do the same. So here's the deal. What they do is it's a term again called moving your money to cash. What that simply means, okay, in the trading world, in the stock market world, options, all that kind of stuff, billionaires, they'll pull their money out of the market, sit on the sidelines. In other words, just like you should be doing, that just simply means the fancy name, it just simply means I ain't trading right now. Rich people use all these fancy terms, but it ain't that complicated. What it simply means is I'm just choosing not to trade this week because the market ain't ready for it. And then when the market is ready, they'll move their money back in to their trading, whether they're trading stocks, options, currency, whatever. It's just they use wisdom on when to get into the markets and when they choose not to. That is all it is. It's not fancy. It's nothing logical. They use these fancy terms to keep you putting money into their portfolios to manage your money for you. But I'm just giving you for information. You can do the same thing in the currency market that the rich people do. Know when not to trade. Know when to trade and when not to. One last thing though. Many in the group took off. They loved it. Check your charts. I'm not even on the charts. You can check them on your own. All right? Check them on your own. GU, GBP, USD. I've been teaching my team that sometimes trading from the higher time frames will give you time and freedom. And when markets like this is slow and then it decides to pick up, you're already in advance. And many in the group took the trade on GU. Check and see on your own charts. I ain't even in front of my charts, so can't nobody say, "Oh, you making this stuff up." Nah, 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 nah. Whatever. Okay. Check your charts and see if GU. That was one of many that we took on the higher time frame, and that thing made so much money for a lot of us, it's beyond ridiculous. And what they learned is that, like I've been telling people, sometimes trading from the higher time frame is going to be your best friend, and it will make you a killing. You can enter one good trade and let that thing roll for the week. If you learn patience, even on a slow week, you can still make a killing. And I promise you, check your charts and see if GU didn't go down. We was able to spot with our trading system. All right. So anyway, I'll let you guys enjoy your weekend. Let me tell you, because a lot of people say, "Well, how do you join? How much?" Da, 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 da. All right. We do have a signal service as well. All right. Cool. And in the signal service, we even have one professional 7-figure trainer who actually provides signals for short term. And then we have 6-figure earners who provide long term signals. So you can get some long term signals, some short term signals. So how does this work? All right. Number one, you do have to purchase the trading system. It is very important that we do that. In other words, we don't even have an option for you to, I'm sorry for the blurry camera. We don't even have an option for you to purchase just the signal service only. Why? Because that's what you've been doing. Many of you have been doing for the longest. You've been purchasing signal services. They send you out signals. You don't even know how they make them signals up. That don't happen in our group. You purchase the system so that when you do join the optional signal service, and the option for that will be in step number 5 of your tutorials. When you do join, you'll be able to follow along and see how and why we took the signal so that you'll be able to earn while you learn. Do you get what I'm saying? We're not trying to be like everybody else. We want you to see how we created the signals, whether they were short-term or long-term signals, so that you'll be able to learn and be able to adjust so down the line. Hopefully you can teach this to your own kids and create a wealth of legacy in your family. So again, when you join Super Easy Forex, just by going to supereasyforex.com, the link is down below in the description. Once you join, okay, when you join, then you sign up, you'll be able to go right through the tutorials this weekend. And step number 5 will be the option to join the signal service. Okay. Number 2, this question comes out all the time. Well, Mr. Pat, in the price of the purchasing of the system, is it one-time fee or is it annual? It's only a one-time fee. We're not trying to price gouge you. Now, the subscription service for the signal service is monthly, which is far beyond cheap than hardly any other service out there, especially for the blurred camera. Our signal providers also provide a weekly class for you to talk with them and join them so that they can teach you how they're sending out the signals. Isn't that unique? All right. And that's on a monthly subscription, but it's a low fee. Okay. But the trading system and the weekly classes with me are actually free. No additional cost. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up because I'm not trying to do an over promotion. I really just want to teach you how to trade in these slow markets. Again, a recap is number 1, if you're in your trades, especially on higher time frames, you just got to be patient and wait. Okay. Number 2, if you're not in trades, just don't trade at all. Okay. Or number 3, you'll learn in our group how to use the higher time frames to enter on the lower time frames to be able to scalp the market, get you a few pips and be done. What is the best strategy out of all of them? Do like the rich people do. Sit on your hands and wait. All right, you guys, have a great weekend. Love y'all. Have a great day. Bye.